My name is Lebogang Chaka and this is the Wild Generation. When I was growing up, I went to the International School of South Africa, and about 10% of the school was probably South African students, and the rest of our fellow students were international students. And so from a very early age I was exposed to my fellow brothers and sisters from other African countries, and my curiosity started from that age. And then it peaked when I went to Monash, South Africa, because again I was in South Africa but in a university with 10% South Africans and the rest were African nationals. I then decided that I was going to go to Australia to stay there to do my masters, and at that point in time I then became, there I was Lebogang, part of this African community, part of the African diaspora. I am an avid believer that education is one of the things that we can use to make a difference on our continent, our African continent. So for me it was a natural step towards studying towards a doctorate, because I needed to understand knowledge and I needed to understand the problems. I was featured in the Huffington Post. What I was trying to articulate in that article is why I left corporate, and just challenging people's thoughts and notions to say, once you start to live your purpose, what follows? And giving my life story in terms of just the amount of progress, the amount of ideas and opportunities that are presenting themselves since I left corporate. I use my writing really to invoke within people and to conscientize them towards certain things. Our kids need to know that there isn't one traditional path to success, and if you are not a hectically STEM person, it's okay. The world still needs your brains, the world still needs your talents. I live my life in terms of what bothers me is what I'm called for. So I never touch anything that doesn't bother me, and I think that has been the root of my success, because then I only touch things that I'm passionate with, but ultimately they must contribute towards the renewal of the continent. I'm involved in speaking to business people and conscientizing them about the continent and the continental needs. Also am involved in strategic business advising, from how do you structure your business model, how do you take your business through change and so forth. I'm also involved in leadership development and really crafting different business models that will see sustainable impact for the continent. And I'm involved in conceptualizing of initiatives such as incubators that will see Africans rising and us having an entrepreneurial spirit.